The real TV show that's just always been consistent, even when it's irritating, is This Is Us.
This Is Us.
This Is Us. I mean, if you want to talk about a TV show that just rises to the top of like, you got to see this, it is This Is Us.
That's my probably best favorite show that we watched. A new episode is out. We gotta watch it. That's my favorite episode. My favorite TV show that we watched together. Before we get into it, we gotta say rest in peace to Jazz, Jazz Waters. She was a writer for them, and she passed away. I want to say, was it a year ago?
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, I want to definitely say RIP to her. But let's get into it. So why do you like This Is Us? What is it? What is about it? If you explain it to somebody who never seen it, I guess what would you say?
It's a wonderful story.
Okay.
About real things that real people go through. And to me, this is something that they're so honest about everything. It's an honest, vulnerable show. It's like you can have mirror moments in the show where
100%.
You reflect on like life and stuff. The writing, for the writers out there and people who appreciate good writing, this show is written so well.
Top notch.
Like, if I ever get into TV and movie writing, I want to work with the people who wrote This Is Us, because they wrote their asses off. I have not experienced TV writing like that in a very long time. Yeah. Y'all, I watched The Scandals. I watched How to Get Away with Murder. Yeah, Shonda. Yeah. But This Is Us.
Yeah.
I mean, the team they got there. Shit, and I was worried, I was worried for a minute, but, they seem to they still have the authentic black line. I don't know about some of Beth's wigs, but sometimes black women's wigs in real life be off too, so maybe that's authentic.
I'm talking about Beth.
I love Beth, but I don't like the costume designer behind her.
Was it this season that her hair look like it's a little off?
It's a little off,
but for the most part,
it's like y'all gave her a thick.
It was she wear
can't cologne.
I'm gonna save my Beth take for later. Okay. I love me some Beth.
Yeah, it's like everyone truly means well, but like you really see what meaning well can how it can be a detriment to the people that you say you love, whether it's like your kids or your spouse or your parents or your siblings or your sons or your daughters. Oh, I mean, well, we don't treat Randall any differently, but Randall is your black son, and you did treat him differently because he was black. And now Randall has to grapple with that, and that's something that he's always had to grapple with, so it's just like, even thinking back on the story, like if this was a book, this would be a New York Times bestseller, USA Today top book. This would be flying off the shelves, right? And I want to say it inspired me to write about family.
Okay.
So, what about you? Why is This Is Us do it for you? Like, why is it like the top quarantine TV show?
For me is, we're gonna talk about us later, but that's one reason. But for me, it is pretty much solely, I don't know how they did it, but they made me care about.
I care about everybody.
All the characters.
Even irritating Kevin. I
feel some type of way about everybody.
Yeah.
And it's real, like for life, like I like the lead character. That's really about it.
I liked him in season 1.
Well, but that's really about it. Like even on Power, like every single character I wasn't invested in.
Mm-hmm.
Like right, I love Tommy. Tommy was my favorite character. You had Ghost. And you got Angela, a couple other characters, and then you got to the other DAs, and just didn't care. But on this show, it's like everybody that is on the screen, I feel some type of connection to, and so that's why when they go through things, like it doesn't matter if it's small or big, like I feel like I know them.
I feel like they're real people.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they feel so real. I feel like I know them. And out of all the TV shows we name, even reality TV, because they're, like I said, they out of touch with reality, the characters from This Is Us are just so memorable. I can tell you about Kate, Kevin, Toby, Allison, Beth, Randall, the kids. I can tell
Jack.
you. Yeah, Jack. I can literally talk to you about these people like
Miguel.
Like they are like our friends or acquaintances or neighbors. Like they feel like neighbors. Mm-hmm. But in other TV shows, I can't tell you. I don't care about Gray. What's the name? Meredith. Look. The way I care about not even the main character or the subject, like how I care about Beth.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
you know,
that'd be some Beth. So who is your favorite character
on This Is Us? Mm-hmm. It has to be Team Beth.
Okay.
She holds it down. She is the logical, like it's a chessboard. She's the queen, telling everybody else what to do.
Yeah.
So Randall, you keep your ass here. Yeah, Beth is just super relatable. I would love to see more of Beth's story, more of her perspective, like, because she deserves, because she's a Black woman, and the role that she has played in the family.
Yeah, she has literally been like the glue.
Yeah, and gluing Randall's broken ass together sometimes. Cause
even him and his siblings, him and his mom.
Yeah,
like him and his other dad.
Him, his other mom. Yeah, him, his real mom.
She hold it down for everybody. So, but I'm going to say Randall. Even though I am Team Beth, I want to say Randall just because his character is so complicated. Like every facet, every way you look at it is complicated. From his birth parents to his adopted parents to going to school to his siblings to his relationships to his job. Like to
his kids,
all of it. His new job, like all of it is so complicated, and from the outside, it looked like damn,
he got it
all
together. He, had a 2-parent household and all this stuff, but like when you break down what happened in that family
and what he went through, it's tough.
Like I almost have tears because like one, the show's written so well, but two, it's like. This is like real life for some people. Like you could say some of their problems are a little privileged, or you have to be like, middle class to have these problems, but these are like real problems.
But even at the core of it though, Kevin's an alcoholic, Kate is obese and has an eating disorder, and Randall has anxiety.
Mm-hmm. So I want to say depression too, but they really just touched on him having an anxiety disorder.
So what is your most memorable episode? Do you have one? 'Cause I have one for sure.
The most memorable episode for me had to be the biggest mirror moment for me was when Randall had a I want to say he broke down in his office at work.
Episode.
Yeah, where he was like literally shaking, couldn't move, couldn't talk, couldn't make a sound, couldn't scream. Like he was literally paralyzed because he was just so anxious. And just seeing him go through that, I was like, man, what's his name? Sterling Brown? So that's my favorite character right there.
He's an actor.
He's a wonderful actor. I mean, can this man read my books? Like, but seeing him go through that was major for me, letting me know that I am in the worst possible work situation, because I literally have a breakdown. I used to have a breakdown every day with each job that I had. Like, my mental health was shit. Like, so low. Like, I couldn't accept it. I didn't claim it. I'm like, no, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I was kind of like Randall. And then Randall had this moment. And I was like, oh, crap. Like, I need to do something different to save myself. Like how Randall saved himself. So that was the most memorable episode. I mean, but there are so many moments where just like been like tearjerker, like, just thinking about stuff, pausing and reflecting and having conversation in the middle of the episode, like so many times. Like, but this show really brought us together. and allowed us to have tough conversations about mental health and work and family and just all the things that we know as life. So, what was your most memorable or favorite episode?
For me, and I want to say, I don't remember ever crying at a TV show. Like even like the Fresh Prince episode when his dad left, and he was like, "How come you don't want me no more, man?" Like none of that ever got to me. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't until maybe episode 2 after William passed away. Spoiler. And they were just going through like his whole funeral and showing what he did for every single body. And then Beth had to give his eulogy. Whoo, that tore me up. She killed that part. Like I've been thinking about just going back just to listen to it because how well she was acting, how like I just imagine being on that set when she was doing that. Like that was just so powerful, and it really felt like she was giving a eulogy for somebody that she loved. Mm-hmm. And I think that really, really got to me, just because I liked William a lot in the show. He was like one of my favorite characters because his story was troubling, and just everything that he's been through was super complicated as well as along with Randall. And to see how well she spoke about him, it was good. So that was my favorite episode. So, but I would say this TV show had one of the biggest impacts on our relationship as opposed to anything else that I can remember. Why do you think that is?
I mean, I think, I said it earlier, like, we were just able to just watch, but we also reflected because this stuff was just so real. Like, this is stuff that we, go through with family, whether it's parents, siblings. There's not really a big focus on friends except for Allison and Kate. But boyfriend and girlfriend. When Kate and Toby were like dating, and then Kate found out about Toby's like depression and his anxiety. And for me, I zero in on how mental health is depicted on TV screen. And the fact that the characters that are, dealing with it publicly are both men. Like, I usually hear about it from a woman's point of view, but to see in a man's point of view and still have that sense of connection and empathy was just very, it has a huge impact on me because that representation is needed. Because without it, I probably never would have like accepted the fact that I was going into a deeper, wider hole that I was literally creating for myself, and there was no way to get out. So it just brought up like some real things about life, and it's like, okay, if I don't make a change, there are going to be some real consequences in this situation, whether it's for our relationship or just for life in general, for career, so I think this show really demonstrates the power of storytelling and using a television show to to demonstrate and to exemplify that.
Yep, no, I agree. And I think it brought down the walls, whatever walls we had that was guarding our heart, our pride, whatever. We were so vulnerable watching the show. Is that when we would pause it and have a conversation, right? We were just so already overwhelmed with emotions. Like we were having some of the truest conversations we ever had.
Yeah.
And along with the fact that I was able to see, someone with anxiety like on the screen and see how they go from just, everyday life to, trapped into this depression, and or seeing how Beth was able to deal with Randall, it gave me better insight of what you were going through. And I think I told you that, like, oh my, like, babe, I had no idea. Like, if you're like Randall, I'm sorry, because I haven't been doing my job. Like, I had no idea, like, this is what you were dealing with. And I think just being able to realize that, I think that made us a lot closer. I was able to understand you a lot more. And then you was able to just give me a little more direction on how I can be helpful with you. But also, right, I have siblings that I have, things with, and seeing Randall and Kevin go through that, I think that made you understand a lot of the things I have going on, like with back at home and family, with a lot more. And I just think it just gave us more understanding about each other.
Yeah.
By watching other people play it out. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why it helped us. Yeah,
it's literally the best television show on TV. There is no sponsorship from This Is Us or ABC or Peacock or whatever the hell does it. But
I know you told Jackie to watch it. I don't know if her and Bink watched it, but I do suggest couples to sit down and watch it together. Mm-hmm. If you're a guy and you feel like, I'm too tough to cry, I don't want to watch no soft stuff, that's fine. But I would advise you definitely to sit down, watch it with your lady, watch it as a couple, and just give it a couple episodes and let me know what you think.
Especially like couples who want kids or have kids, who have lost a kid. Like, this is a TV show that touches on all that. Like, another memorable moment was when, spoiler alert, we're telling people to watch it, but then we give them spoilers. We so wild. But anyway, Beth lost one of the triplets.
Oh, Rebecca.
Yeah. Rebecca. Yeah, Rebecca Beth.
Oh, even the Dr. K. Like, so many
Dr.
characters.
K. So many memorable characters, right? And it's just so beautiful. And it's like, wow, I care about these people. I care about how they are. I care about Toby. And, he's going through, and Kate and their son, who is, a young son living with everything. We telling everything. Well, this is a spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Super big, but, like, it's just our favorite TV show. I guess we'll stop there.